Hi everyone, Craig here, and in this lesson what we want to look at is how we can use Google Drive and Google Docs and all its related apps very powerfully for teaching and learning. So first up, if you don't have a Google account, you want to get one immediately because it really is amazing the tools and apps that Google makes available to teachers and to anyone to use for learning. And not only for learning, for general collaboration, and it's changing the way that we do things. So you need to get your own account. If you don't have a Google account, just Google, sign up for Google and ask Google themselves. But quite simply, it's just go through to the link accounts.google.com/sign up. And there you go. You can sign up for your own account. Now, once you've done that, you will get into Google Drive. Now, to get into Google Drive, really quite simple. You just type in the URL drive.google.com and you are up and ready. And you'll be presented with a screen something like this. Really simple. It's basically a cloud drive. So what that means, it's all your files that are stored in Google servers, up in the cloud, somewhere in the ether floating around. And there are a lot of benefits to this. So it really operates the same as though you were storing all these files on your own computer. In fact, Google has special software that you can use that will synchronize between the files on your own computer and into the cloud. So any change you make here will reflect on your own computer and vice versa. But that's not what we're going to talk about at the moment. I just want to give you a brief introduction to Google Drive. So down the left here, you've got your drive. This is my drive, and essentially these are all the folders that you've got in your drive. Obviously, when you start up, this is going to be empty, but I want to show you what we can do in terms of collaboration. So essentially the way it works is what you want to do is you want to set up a folder that, for example, maybe your learners in your class can all work in. And that really is quite simple. So if you come across on the left here where it says new, you click that and it'll give you a whole lot of options. You can set up a new folder. You can upload a file from your computer. You can upload an entire folder from your computer. Or you can go into the various applications that Google has. So, for example, Google Docs, which is like their Word, but a lot more powerful in many ways, as we'll see later. Google Sheets, which is equivalent to Excel. Google Slides, which are for slideshows, similar to PowerPoint. Or you can go to more, and there's a whole lot of other things, such as Google Forms, etc., etc. And in fact, you can even add more apps. But at the moment, what we'd like to do is create a folder. So simply just click Folder. And now give it a name. So my class folder. Great. And you're done. As simple as that. Right. So here's your folder. If you are astute, which I'm sure you are, you'll notice that some of my folders have got a little person sort of image embedded into them, whereas this one I've just created does not have that. So what that means that this folder here, the Teachernology 101 folder, is a shared folder. Now this is quite important. At the moment, this folder I've created is only accessible to myself. Now, one of the powerful things about using Google is the ability to have multiple people collaborating in one folder at the same time. And this is where the real power of cloud-based drives comes in. So for example, if I go into one of these other folders, say for example, Teachernology over here, all of these different documents that have been created inside here, as you can see, have actually been created by different people. So Jean, Jax, Duncan, etc. have created those documents. And in fact, it'll tell me who last modified them because it might be someone different to the person who created them. Up here, I can see, well, I'm the owner of this folder. I can also see that various people can edit. And in fact, anyone with the link that is inside there can actually come into this folder and edit it. So this folder is a shared folder, which means multiple people can work in it together. And that's really what we want. So for my class folder, I'm going to open that. Now at the moment, there's nothing in here. So I could drop some files in here. I can create a document, etc. And we can then share those. And the first decision you need to make is who do you want to make this accessible to and who is going to be allowed to see what is in here. All you need to do is go up here, click the little drop down under my class folder, and there's options such as creating another folder within this folder if you want to, and all sorts of other little fancy things. But the option we're interested in at the moment is sharing, so just click share. You'll then be presented with this. Now you have a couple of options here. What you can do is if your students have Gmail accounts, then you can enter all their names and email addresses one at a time here. Joe at Fred google.com or whatever it is. And you could add all of them and then choose what ability they would be able to have. So you can say, okay, I want that person to be able to edit, or I want them to just be able to view. If you choose edit, it means they can obviously create files within this folder. They can edit anything that is in an existing file, etc. But if it's just view, all they can do is read. So if you just wanted to give them read access. The other option, which you can do, is to get a shareable link. Now this is easier because you don't now need to add all the names and email addresses of all the people in your class. You don't have to have special Gmail accounts, etc. You can simply get a link by clicking get a shareable link. But now you've got a choice. So now this is the secret link. As long as no one else knows that link, you can just share this with your class. You can now copy that link, but you need to first choose what are they going to be allowed to do. So you could create a folder that you just put in some documents that they're only allowed to view. Anyone with this link would be able to come into the folder and view those documents. If you wanted them also to be able to edit, then obviously what you would do here is you would click anyone with the link can edit. Now all you need to do is copy the link, and the link has been copied to your clipboard, and you are done. It's done. As simple as that. Now, all you do is email that link to your class, and your entire class gets access to this folder, and they can now make any changes to the documents or upload their own documents to the specific folder. So it's a central repository where lots of people can now collaborate. And this is the basis of Google's Drive, this ability to collaborate. And we'll look in future lessons how we can now start to collaborate on one document or on a spreadsheet or on a presentation and have multiple students working at the same time.